Hi, I'm Lauren Rivers, and today I'd like to talk about a friend of mine who unfortunately passed away recently. Known to most of us as Liane Rabbitfangs, she was somebody I met through Fur Affinity and the furry fandom, like pretty much 90% of the people that I talk to on a daily basis. And, one of the things that I kind of realized after I was thinking about it for a little while is that I don't really remember when we met. I don't really remember how I met a lot of my friends, at least not in terms of, the specific details. And I kind of think that the reason why that is because at the time you never know who's going to be important in your life until later. So, I don't usually have a lot of crazy stories about how I met people or even remember exactly the circumstances during which I met a lot of my friends. But, all the people that I talk to a lot and share a lot of interests with. I remember what we have in common. I remember, the good moments, the important things. How you meet somebody, it really doesn't matter that much. It just kind of, I guess it's more important that, the bonds you form with people. We had a shared interest in furry, which, of course, is how I met a lot of folks that I know. We have a lot of mutual friends. So we kind of ended up talking a lot, particularly through Fur Affinity. I knew, especially as time went on, I could always count on Rabbitfangs for a comment and a fave. She was always a super supportive person, and unfortunately, due to geographical distance, I only had the opportunity to meet her a couple of times in person at Further Confusion 2011 and 2012 in California. And she was, she had been socializing with a group and was helpful as a fursuit handler and a camera person, which, especially anybody who's done any suiting knows how valuable that is and how much we appreciate having the company. Especially the older that I get, the more I kind of appreciate having somebody there to back me up when I'm in suit. I can still do without it, but it makes life so much easier when you have somebody to keep an eye out for you and keep the group together, that sort of thing. Even after the last time we saw each other, we kept in touch through the internet and text messages. Not as much in recent years, but we used to text pretty much on a daily basis for a long time, and I don't really recall why we kind of slowed down on that. I think it was mostly just because of Rabbitfangs frequent trips to Mexico because it costs more to text there. But I don't know as much about Rabbitfangs as I would like, but I did learn a few things over the years. I know that a long time ago she worked at a factory or some sort of industrial kind of setting like that, and her job was to keep an eye on the machinery. So during the quiet periods, they let her read paperback books, and I know that she spent a lot of her shifts doing things like that. I know that at a certain point she took a job at Walmart where she worked until she retired, and once that happened, she had a little plot of land that she kind of lived on in a trailer, I think, and took regular trips to Mexico, down to an area of the planet that she kind of really liked. I could be wrong, but I think it was someplace where her sister lived, maybe. I could be wrong on that, but I know that it was, frequently trips to Mexico were something she did about once or twice a year for a couple of months. But Rabbitfangs, her character was a lop-eared vampire rabbit with a flirty streak, and of course, if you've ever seen her art of her character, you know exactly who I'm talking about. She and a few of our close circle of friends got into a fair amount of trouble together, and it's something I will miss seeing pop up in my feed. Fangs and I didn't get as much commissions these days as we used to, but every once in a while she would surprise me with something, and that's something rare that I will miss. And before I close, I would like to read a couple of statements that have been provided to me by a couple of her friends. From Megan. Liane, you were my friend and my sister, and I will never be able to say how much you truly meant to me. Though we were a continent apart, you were always there for me, always able to make my day that much brighter. I was very lucky to have you in my life. I miss you, and I will always love you. From Grace. Liane, my dear friend, you might be gone from this life, but you will always live on in my heart and in the memory of the kindness you showed not only to me, but to everyone around you. I will forever cherish the time we had to know each other, and I wish I had the chance just one more time to tell you I love you. From Major Matt Mason. Liane Rabbitfangs was loved, and inspired love. Her like will not be seen again soon. My heart has joined 1,000, for my friend has stopped running today. And lastly, from Dargan. Everyone knew you as Rabbitfangs, but I knew you as Bunny. You were a brilliant star that burned brightly, illuminating everyone's life you touched. You were one of the sweetest, kindest, and most giving people I have ever had the pleasure of knowing. But like the brightest star you were, your light burned out too fast, and now I find my days filled with the darkness of the shadows you left behind. You are my Bunny, my mistress, and my brother. I love you, Bunny, and may the Bunny's gods keep love and cherish you the way we all have. Forever in my heart, your Draggy Dar. I know that a lot of people had a chance to know her, and of course there were a great many more that probably didn't. But it's my hope that if you did know her, that you find some solace in this video. And if you didn't, that you might have a chance to know somebody, even in a small way, that is somebody we will all miss. Thank you.